Hey guys, so I decided to make this video after praying over and over about it. I'm not doing this to seek views or subscribers or anything like that. Well, I want people to know about this. I want as many people to know about this. I've had several dreams recently, especially since I have fully given myself over to the Lord and have been continually seeking Him ever since I've been doing that. I feel like He's been showing me these dreams and giving me more visions, and He's been kind of speaking to me more lately than I've never heard His voice before in my life until just recently. So this is completely amazing and also kind of it's just different. It's very different. I'm not gonna ramble too much into this. I'm just gonna go ahead and get into the dream. There's three main dreams that I want to talk about that I feel are very important. One of them happened to be an asteroid dream, and this was way back earlier this spring. This was before I had given my life to Christ completely. Basically when I was a lukewarm believer. So this dream, I was by myself at the house, and my parents, my little brother, they were out elsewhere. They were probably out running errands or something like that. And it felt like it was around 5 or 6 p.m. Central Time. And it felt like the sun was just setting. I was looking out the dining room window, which is a north-facing window. So the dining room was like at the back of my house. And it looked like the sun had just set. So it was still light outside, but the sun had just set. And as I looked out through the dining room window, I see these clouds, these dark, ominous, big clouds that just kind of came out of nowhere. Like literally 1 minute ago, nothing was there, and then the next minute, they were there, and they were coming from the north side of town. And I thought that was very strange because I have never seen clouds come that fast before. I've never seen a big storm just come all of a sudden like that, and it made me kind of wonder what was going on. And me being a person who loves bad storms, bad weather, I was very intrigued, and so I decided to go outside in my backyard to see what was going on, how this storm came about so quickly. And they were getting much more closer. They were like black, purplish, big clouds, and it was almost kind of frightening. It's enough to grab your attention, and I was looking out at the distance, standing in my backyard, and I feel like I may as well kind of give you a visual here. So out here, I was standing right out here, and these are my trees, and out here in the distance there's these big clouds coming. The sun had just set over here, and I began to look up, and I can see these, it's still kind of like a bluish sky, kind of like what you see right now, and I could see these asteroids coming down from the sky. There was probably like maybe hundreds of them falling down at the same time, and it was almost kind of frightening, like something that you would see in an apocalypse or like in a movie. And I have never had a dream like that before, ever. I've never had a dream where things were falling from the sky. And it was weird because in the dream I wasn't really scared. In the back of my mind, I just kind of knew what was going on. And I knew that the rapture was coming, that the Lord was returning for His people to pick up His church. And at the time, if anything, in the dream, I felt like I was more fearful spiritually for where I was at, because I knew I wasn't walking right with Him. I knew I didn't give myself completely to Him, and so I knew deep down in my heart I wasn't ready. And if anything, I was more fearful for that than fearful for the destruction that was to actually come down. And the dream ended right there when all these asteroids or meteors were about to make impact on the earth. And it was weird because as I had showed you earlier, you probably seen trees like in the sky, and you know, those were in the way. But in my dream, it felt like I was kind of zoomed in closer to these meteors or asteroids that were coming down. And it felt like almost like as if I was in the sky or something, or that I was like really closer to these asteroids than normal. And it was just very, very weird. I immediately woke up from that dream, and I wanted to forget about it. I did not want to think anything of it, because at the time I was not ready. I knew in my heart I wasn't ready, and I still wanted to, you know, kind of live for myself, set my mind on earthly things, you know, because when you are like set in your goals, when you're just graduated from college and you're ready to do your own thing, to establish yourself in the world, to make yourself successful in life, and you have your mindset on temporary things rather than heavenly things. And so at the time I just knew I wasn't ready, and I didn't even want to really consider the dream that he had given me then. I chose to ignore it. And so I basically just went about my life. And I know most people who would have that dream, they'd probably fear real quick and be like, this is my time to turn to the Lord. But praise God, he has patience for us, and he wants his people to come to him before he comes. And I'm thankful to the Lord that he had patience on me after all this time, because if the rapture had happened, like, say a month or so ago, I would not have been ready at all. I would not have been ready. And so I am thankful every day that he's given me that chance, and that he has turned me before it was too late. So these dreams I had after I had given myself fully to him, and I repented, and I began to read his word, began to actually grow more in his word and learn more about him and his truth. And these dreams have come shortly after I had given myself to him, like probably maybe a night, or maybe the same night that I had given myself to him. And this was early September, so like a couple of weeks ago, or something, like somewhere around there. I don't even remember what day we're in. And so this is another asteroid dream that I had after my dad had an asteroid dream. I would tell his dream, but I feel like that's more his dream to tell, so I'm not gonna go into detail about it. But my dream that I had was about a week and a half after his. And in this dream, I was in the house again, and it felt like it was around 8 or 9 p.m. at night. I've noticed that these dreams have been kind of happening, like wherever they take place, it's like early at night, Central Time. And so I kind of wonder if that is a hint or not, even though we do not know the day nor the hour that the Lord may come. I feel like he's kind of dropping some hints here and there of what's to come, and kind of like when it is happening, when it's taking place. In this dream, it was 8 or 9 o'clock. It was already dark out. So I was in the house again. My mom and my brother were here. My dad was out somewhere, and I'm pretty sure in my dream he was out visiting my grandma, because they love to talk in the evening. But it was just me, my mom, and my brother. And my mom and my brother were both kind of just like, you know, doing their own thing. They weren't really paying attention to anything that was going on in my dream. They were just kind of on their phones, you know, doing whatever. And I was in my living room, and I felt this sort of heat rise up. And usually in our house, it's like around 76 to 79 degrees. You know, we keep it pretty cool in the house. And late at night, or early in the night, it somehow felt like there was this rising heat. There was this rising heat, and it felt like it was getting hotter, almost like summer midday, like it was getting in the 90s. And I thought, this is very strange. I don't know why, you know, it feels so hot in here. And I decided to go see. For some reason, it's a dream. You know, you would think that you would check the thermostat first to see how hot it is or something. And instead, I decided to go into my dad's office space, and it was completely dark. The lights were off. And through the front windows that were facing the front of the house, I could see this deep red glow through the windows. Like something from the sky was definitely happening, and I thought that was very strange. I was kind of alarmed at that, so I decided to run outside in the front yard, and I look up at the sky, and it's a clear, starry night. I can see the moon at a distance. It felt like it was much farther than normal, like it was almost like a speck in the sky. Yet I could somehow see this red streak just kind of going across it, like in front of it. And I thought to myself, well, that almost looks like a shooting star or something. I'm gonna wait until all these airplanes pass by. It's gonna take me forever to get through this. It looked like a shooting star almost, but it was a red streak. I've never seen anything like that. I have witnessed shooting stars in my life, but I've never witnessed an actual like comet or a meteor with a red streak just kind of going across the sky. And it looked like it was at a very far distance. It looked like it wasn't coming anywhere near us, but it was, I could still see it. And wherever it was going to impact, I just, I knew it would be something big. And somehow in the dream, my dad was right next to me. Like he just kind of came out of nowhere. He was right next to me, and he was watching me. He was with me watching that comet or that meteor, whatever it was, passing by in the sky. And we were just both kind of like, whoa, we've never seen anything like this in our lives. And I just kind of knew in the back of my mind that this was going to be the first sign of many to come, that this was going to be, it was going to make the news, and it was going to scare people, and it was going to basically scare the whole world, and people are going to be frantic over what's happening. And I just knew it was going to be the first sign of many to come, that it was marking the beginning of sorrows. And I knew deep down in my heart that the Lord was coming. He was coming very, very soon. He wasn't coming for us that night, because in that dream, it somehow fast forward to the next morning, like around 7ish in the morning, where me, my dad, and my grandma are out in the front yard, and we're just talking about what we had seen the night before and how we were all excited that the Lord was coming for us, that we were just really excited about it. And my dad and my grandma are by no means morning people at all. They are not morning people. So I felt like it was kind of strange that we were all together in the front yard early in the morning, just praising God and like being excited for his coming. So those are my 2 asteroid dreams. In this dream in particular, it doesn't really have to do with the rapture, but I feel like it was a sense of warning. It was an urge. And I felt like it doesn't apply to just me, but it applies to every one of you believers out there who are, who probably have these dreams, who probably have these revelations, yet you haven't shared with anyone yet. You've just kind of been keeping it to yourself, or maybe to just your close loved ones. And it happened, I had this dream about a night or so after I had made a Facebook post about my testimony and how I was urging people to repent in that post, basically. And in this dream that he had given me the night after I had made that post, I work in a grocery store. So in this dream, I was in my grocery store working, but I was working in the produce department, and I've never worked in that department before. But I was working in the produce department, and me and this guy were stocking certain fruit. We were stocking a certain fruit that I've never seen before. It was small, it was orangey. They weren't oranges, but they were some of them were dried and some of them were fresh, if that makes sense. We weren't giving out like rotten fruit, but it was just, I don't know how to explain it. I don't even know what kind of fruit it was. But we were stocking it as we were going, and it felt like we were just stocking as much as we could over and over, because it felt like in my dream it was the holidays, like it was around Thanksgiving time maybe, and people were just grabbing this certain fruit like crazy. Like some were stashing big bags, and some of them were taking maybe just a little bit, like maybe a handful, and then they were just throwing it in their basket and going on about their shopping, like, oh yeah, this is gonna be good for my recipe for Thanksgiving, you know, like maybe I'll try it or something like that. And other people were just stockpiling on it like crazy. Either way, it was just going out, it was selling real quick. And so me and this guy just kept stocking it over and over and over again, because we were trying to make sales, you know. But it was just weird, because it felt like in the dream the Lord was telling me, do not stop. Do not stop. Whatever you do, do not stop. Do not stop telling my people. Do not stop warning my people. And it felt like there was a sort of sense of urgency as the dream was coming to an end. It was a very short dream, but it felt like I had this sense of urgency, and I was getting exhausted towards the end of the dream because I was just stalking it so much. And I was like, oh Lord, I don't know how much I can take of this, you know, like this is too much. I'm getting tired. And the Lord just kept repeating over and over, do not stop. Whatever you do, do not stop. Do not stop letting them know. And I woke up immediately after that dream, and I felt very uncomfortable. I felt kind of anxious in a way, kind of urgent in my spirit. And I knew it was from the Lord that He wanted me to not stop there. Like, don't stop with that Facebook post and just be like, oh, you know, everything's going back to normal. No, keep urging the people, keep warning the people, tell people to repent, because this is very, very serious. He is coming soon. He's coming very soon. And I just recently had a dream last night, actually, that my aunt and my mom were kind of like making a competition over who has the best decorations in their house for like fall and Christmas and stuff like that. And I just felt in my dream over and over that the Lord was coming, that there was this urge in my spirit that He was coming very, very soon, and that none of this stuff that they're competing over, none of this earthly stuff even matters at all. And you know, just kind of reiterates in the third dream that I just told you, where there's a sense of urgency, and He wants His people to know that He is coming very soon, much sooner than you think, y'all. He's almost been reminding me every day in His Word, in the New Testament, that He is coming. And I just feel like it's very important for us all to listen, to not only hear His Word, but be doers of His Word, and to obey His will and His commandments, and to warn the people that the time is very near, and that, you know, and that we should remain steadfast in our faith, and that we should not waver. This is not the time to be going back into the world. This is not the time to set your mind on earthly things, to set on any goals or dreams that you may have had for yourself. This is the time to fully immerse yourself in the Word, give yourself fully to Him, commit to Him, deny yourself, pick up the cross, and follow Him. He is not willing that any should perish. And I just pray that whoever receives this message takes it to heart, and that y'all may come to Him. If you feel that you're not ready, just come to Him. He still loves you. He still wants you to be with Him. He still wants you to receive that crown of glory. And if you feel that you are ready, and that you are a firm believer in the faith, and He's been showing you things, but you haven't shared anything yet, through me, He is urging you to share the gospel, to share the truth, and to warn the people, warn everyone. Let everyone know that He is coming, and He is coming very soon. So that's basically it. I pray that you all have a blessed day, and that you continue to stand firm in your faith. Bye, guys.